FM first.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice-integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Power combo BOGO? Huh?
Yes, if you purchase an air conditioner, you receive a furnace completely free. At John Henry's, our professionals want to ensure you are comfortable in your home all year long, no matter what Nebraska has to throw at us. Call today to schedule your free estimate and learn more about the free furnace waiting for you. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
High schoolers, unleash your creativity and learn about potential careers in broadcasting at the Digital Expressions Media Camp. Have fun, make friends, and get hands-on experience with video and radio production June 9th through the 14th at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Scholarships are available from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, and spots are limited. Learn more at digitalexpressionscamp.com. That's digitalexpressionscamp.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker in one more.
DeMornay Pearsonell.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pearsonell, but Pearsonell has confidence in Pearsonell.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into the Don't Punt Hour. Once again, Harrison Arns on the board once 6 o'clock hits. This is the Don't Punt Hour. We got the host, as always, Monty Pearsonell, tuning in on a rainy Wednesday night. This is rain about all weekend between tornado warnings, hailstorms, and rain. That's been the summary of Midwest weather. Good morning, Pearsonell. How's it going on this Wednesday night, man?
Not too bad, staying inside, not trying to do too much.
Yeah, you and just about everybody else out there. We do got some people running in and out between the rain here. But yeah, man, I will say this has got to be the most wild week of weather I think I've ever experienced in the Midwest. We've had some crazy snow, some crazy back in the day Pilgrim tornadoes, but this has just been absolutely bizarre. But if you guys want to join in the show, we're not going to talk about weather for the entire hour. 402-464-5685. Put a face to the voice. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, in Allo channel 961. Real quick here, I do want to start here. This isn't necessarily breaking news by any means, but I do want to dive into it because we did get that center out of Washington.
The 7-1 kid?
Nebraska basketball, Braxton, I believe it's Mia. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Maya. Transfers to Nebraska. He's only got 1 year of eligibility left, but 7'1", 250 pounds, spent 2 seasons at Washington, only averaging 5.3 points, 5.3 rebounds last season in 32 games with only 16 starts. So again, only 16 starts. And he was battling an ankle injury. So take those stats with a little bit of grain of salt, hence the only 16. But he did make an all Pac-12 defensive team. He puts up really good block numbers. I don't know if I'm really concerned about the scoring. It's ideal, especially in a Fred Hoiberg offense, but how much does this help Nebraska? We get, to me, essentially just a straight up rim protector. That's his best thing he has to offer right now. Could change, but right now it's just a solid rim protector, and that's what you're getting with him.
We didn't have that last year, and, look what he did with what he had last year. So, adding that to the mix, I trust in his ability. I trust, the staff to get, guys ready to play and whatnot. The kids is on his last year playing, so, he's going to be eager and whatnot. We needed him, point blank period. So, definitely excited about it. And, hopefully things, trend upward.
Yeah. 77 blocks in just 2 seasons at Washington. That's the one stat that does pop out at you. And again, you can imagine that Texas A&M game, he would have been a great help because it looked, we got to a certain point there where it was at will. They were going at the rim, and it doesn't help when they're shooting crazy from the 3-point line. But when both are going on at the same time, just being real, Nebraska didn't stand a chance. We just couldn't stop the drive, and they were shooting better than expected to that day. When it comes to Nebraska basketball roster, before we switch gears here, is there anything else that the team really needs to get to the next level? Or are you just thinking the players are in play with good development, not banking on a title, but we should see improvement for next season?
There's always room to get, multiple guys. So I'm not saying, oh yeah, we're good and whatnot. If you can continue to add other pieces that still help to, bring depth to the bench or whatnot, or, just, depth period all around. That would be a great thing. So, if you can add it and get certain players that, fit modes and whatnot, athletic big guys or, rim runners or, athletic guards that can, score or somebody to control, the floor with things and whatnot, why not get them?
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to DP heading out here. If you missed it one-on-one with DP, yeah, Chip Baker, one of the best sellers out there, Impact of Influence. You can go back on YouTube and watch that one. But yeah, I agree with you. There's definitely moves to be made, but we're getting to the point here where you're seeing a lot of the big names in the transfer portal find their home already. So yes, you can still make some maneuvers, but transfer portal's closing up on them, I think, here. So you can't actually do anything really left. But I'm okay with the roster where it's at right now. You get the rim protector. That to me is just the number one thing they had to have. The rim, especially playing Big Ten basketball. I will say, though, the rebounding numbers are surprising with him. I don't know if that's just positioning, strength. I haven't watched a ton of film to figure out why his to be 7'1", only getting just below 6 rebounds per game, even when you're starting. That's not ideal. So, who knows what that looks like with rink mass. You got some size there in Juwan Gary. Josiah Alec out the door. Jope gone as well. So you're still kind of thin in there. It would help to get another big, but at least right there, you got a 7'1" center in there that should help you with a large degree in terms of rim protection. Now, let's go ahead and switch over to NBA. And then after that, on the next 2 segments, I want to talk about NFL. And we can kind of look at these divisions and try to find, because I was talking about my Chicago Bears. I'm really high on them. You weren't on that same page. So we'll try to figure out what Demore Pearsonell's dark horse is for the upcoming NFL season. But in the meantime, let's go through our daily wrap up through the NBA here, because it's been pretty good so far. You got the Celtics in Heat playing right now. Boston's leading that one 3-1. Couple series that are getting closer. Knicks in 76ers. That's a 3-2. Knicks leading it. Indiana Pacers. Bucks finally get one back. That one's close. Indiana Pacers still leading it, though. The 6 over the 3 seed, 3-2. And then the Cavs, another 3-2 series. The Cavaliers leading that one, the 4 seed over the 5 seed. On the West, it's been pretty much expected. The Pelicans get swept. The Lakers just hold on by a thread. The Phoenix Suns, at least for me, I wasn't very high on them. They get swept. And the Clippers and Mavericks felt like it was going to be close, and sure enough, it's tied up 2-2 right now. But let's go through some of these games here. Let's go through the East because that's the most entertaining, at least as of now. Knicks 76ers. The 76ers find a way to battle back, but the series is still 3-2. Does this thing get pushed to 7 and do the 76ers?
No, I think the Knicks close out this tonight.
I think so too. I think Jalen Brunson is one of those young guys in the league that's going to start getting some serious credit thrown his way. Bucks, Pacers. Who do you got in this one? 3-2, Pacers leading it. No Giannis.
Where's the game at tonight?
Let's see. This one's going to be game 6. So game 6, we're going to be back in Milwaukee. Or no, this would be Pacers, actually. Back for the Pacers because they're lower seed.
Pacers. What's the Saka? What's his name?
Siakam. He's been
he's been on a terror. I think they can't stop him. They can't handle him. And, Giannis is not there to kind of help things up. Dame he hasn't been terrible, but it's just not enough. I don't like Doc and the Bucks. It's just not. That needs to be over, and they need to move on.
Yeah, we could spend an hour on Doc's coaching career and try to figure out, is it him or just being on good rosters? Because he's just had so many opportunities. It blows my mind how that guy can at least get to the finals. I'm not even saying rings, but man, it's like game 7 record, horrible. Those game 7s typically come down to coaching. And when you're that close, I'm not one of those people. I don't think coaches affect the game a ton in basketball, but it's that tiny bit of the needle that's going to move it over and win you those series. Because when you really get to the playoffs, you need that extra push. That's why guys like Steve Kerr, Spoelstra, Phil Jackson back in the day, and you look at Doc Rivers, not quite the same coaching record when it comes to those situations.
I don't understand what it is, because he's very smart, he's very well, versed in the game and whatnot. But it just, once the playoffs starts, it's like, what the hell happened? Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
Next series, we can. I got Pacers. I'm not even.
Yeah, I was thinking about all the teams like 76ers. I was going through the Doc Rivers blowing up, but let's go through Cavaliers Magic. That one probably the most one. Not a lot of eyes on it. You going with Banchero and the Magic, or do you got the 4-seed Cavaliers closing that one out? This one,
Cavaliers closing it out.
Right.
I think the Magic are just too young. Give them another year or two, and they might be, as long as they continue to draft well and bring people in there. You could be talking about them how we're talking about OKC.
Yeah, fair enough. And then last game, Celtics Heat. This one, let me double check here. I think the Celtics are off to a pretty solid start as it sits right now. Okay, 45-23 to put that in context.
Celtics.
Yeah, Celtics are going to close this thing out. It was a little bit of fun. The Heat were able to steal one even without Jimmy Butler on the court, but that series looks like it's going to come to a close within a couple hours here. Over on the West side, the Thunder, they're still waiting for their opponent. Clippers, Mavericks. This one's tied up 2-2. It's been Luka's game. It's been James Harden's game. Everybody in between. Who do you got closing the series out?
I got Clippers. It's just, Luka's inconsistent. So I can't trust him to play like how he has. And the guys on the other side have been, for the fair share, everybody's been consistent. They just been taking turns, who's been going off. And I feel like, not everybody has given or had to go 100% all the way out. And I think, they got a little bit more extra in the tank. And I think that'll, push them over the edge when it comes close.
Yeah. The Clippers are a team where I think they're going to be able to pull this one out just because, like you said, Luka, he'd be higher up there in the MVP conversation, but it's the inconsistency. You look at Jokic and you look at, I'll accept Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as another MVP candidate because he's been incredibly consistent, kind of right up there with Jokic. Luka, up and down. The Clippers, they just look more solid top to bottom. Weird numbers with Kawhi Leonard. They seem to be worse with him on the court, but I think that's kind of the knee soreness, not necessarily that Kawhi being bad. I think he maybe just be a step slower. If they were to happen to win this one, because I actually agree with you, I think it's going to be the Clippers in 7. The Thunder, Clippers or Mavericks, is this where the Thunder's road kind of comes to a screeching halt here? Even though they're the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, you got 2 veteran lineups in a Mavericks team and a Clippers team. That's a tough matchup for the Thunder.
If I'm the Thunder, I would rather play the Mavericks instead of the Clippers. Yep. If you get the Clippers, you got too many, seasoned vets that will take advantage of that roster, I think. I don't think it'll get to game 7. I think it'll be done in 5 or 6. I mean, if the Clippers can, you got a coach who's been there, who's, coached some greats. And then, you got legitimately 4 superstars on that team, 5 maybe superstars on that team against, just a younger team. This is your second round. This is the first time y'all here and y'all really don't know and how to come off of, winning this series or whatnot. Oh, yeah, that's taking their lunch money. That's easy work.
Yeah, especially if this goes to a game 7 between the Mavericks and Clippers, because it's good to get that rest. Like if you're the Thunder, you're feeling great. You get a sweep. That's a lot of time to rest, but I do worry that much time off. The Clippers just come off of fighting for their lives. Like the amount of energy they're going to have heading into that series as opposed to the Thunder who are just getting off the couch finally, given obviously they're working out and everything in between, but it's not that same as that real game time. And then Timberwolves, Nuggets, that one's already been decided. Timberwolves are the only other sweep thus far. Well, the only sweep outside of on that Thunder Pelicans series. So Timberwolves, Nuggets, 3-2 locked up already. I think we've dived into this a few times before we get to the NFL. Has anything changed on your mind in terms of this matchup? It's going to be the size that should help, but it just still hasn't seemed to really matter in terms of slowing down the Nuggets. And Jamal Murray just looks like an assassin right now, at least for the Lakers.
I think that series goes to 7, and I would say I would need to see 2 games before I can say what other side, because the Timberwolves have confidence. They taking people's lunches. They don't care who you are, what you look like, how you playing. I'm not saying that they're playing better than the Nuggets, but they look more aggressively to like taking things over. They kicking in your door and jumping on your couch. They don't care. So I'm interested to see that, and I think it'll take me a little minute to watch. It'll take me about 2 games to kind of pick out, what it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, you're right with that, right? Because you look at the Nuggets, they didn't lead a single time at half in all of those Lakers games. You look at the Timberwolves, they came out on the Suns quickly and stomped them out. And any chance there was some sort of push, they just stomped you down.
It was no chance at all, felt like, like you said, watching the Nuggets and the Lakers, it's like, oh, they still got a chance. They didn't blew 2 20-point leads, and they didn't had 2 games where they lost at the last second shot. Y'all doing that with just not a LeBron team, but y'all were clawing to get out of that with them, and I don't think the Lakers were anywhere near playing as well as as we've seen Minnesota. So. If Minnesota can, rally and the guys contribute like how they have been and whatnot, the Nuggets might have their hands full.
Yeah. I think what worries me, if I am a Nuggets fan, as much as I'm still on board, I think they're going to be the team to make it through. What does bother me is the slow starts. Jamal Murray's typically got crazy numbers. He's been crazy to close out the games, but in terms of those slow starts, it's been pretty consistent with not only him, but a lot of the Nuggets team. So again, if the shooting keeps coming out slow, especially with that Timberwolves defense, there's a legitimate chance where those numbers dip even further. That can be a tough, long series, because I can guarantee you if the Timberwolves have a 20-point lead, they're not going to let that bleed nearly as easy as the Lakers have. Now, the free throws, that's something that the Lakers, whether you think they're superstar callers or not, they also just have a bunch of guys on their team that are really good at getting them. Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Anthony, those guys are good at getting free throws. That's part of that free throw discrepancy, and that's what allowed the Lakers to be in a lot of those games. The Timberwolves don't quite have those same free throw numbers, but other than that, this one looks like it could be a tough matchup. And out of all the teams left in the West, I think that's probably the toughest matchup outside of maybe the Clippers that the Denver Nuggets could get. And then for the Boston Celtics, take care of the Heat and get your butt to the finals. There is not a lot of excuses for the Boston Celtics outside of a feisty Knicks team, which worst case scenario, Eastern Conference Finals. And even then, you're the Celtics.
If it's between the Knicks and Boston, the Knicks might take 2 games. I don't see them getting no more, out of that. It's just Boston is just a lot to handle. You got a young roster of what a lot of people that over the last couple of years, they didn't went deep. Either Eastern Conference Finals or going to the finals. So you know that they prepare for that moment. So it's just that's a tall mountain to climb.
Yep, and I think Kristaps Porzingis, he should be back. He might even be back today. I'm trying to find the EIR report, but nonetheless, what I'm basically also saying is if they do get to the Eastern Conference Final, even the next round, which seems very likely, as before we head to break here, just a score update for everybody, 55-27. We've seen 20-point leads bleed away, but the Heat don't have a lot of weapons to try to chip at that. But again, when we're looking at this roster for the Celtics, it's just so much deeper than everybody else in the East, and I think that's what makes that team brutal. Stop even without
Bradley to the Heat. That's what needs to happen. Give Jimmy some relief, another two-way scorer that they could be even more dangerous.
Is this the biggest wasted year in Bradley Beal's career?
Probably, but I mean he's stealing money, so it don't matter.
Yeah, that's facts. He's got the money. The Phoenix Suns. Before we go to break, I mean that's a roster. Where were you at when they made this move to get Bradley Beal, the big three, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker? Did you expect this kind of outcome, or were you higher on that?
I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
You got too many people who demand the ball, who have been, that guy to do things, with Devin Booker there, him doing that, he's commanded, the ball period for the last couple of years. And you brought in KD. It was like, okay, he'll give it up here and there, or they can work, hand to hand off of each other. Them two was fine and dandy, but what was the point of the whole build thing? I was like, I didn't get that at all. It made no sense. The flow of the team was just awful. They weren't doing the running, gunning well at all. So they were interesting when they had Chris Paul and they were running sets and they were running through people and whatnot. And I wanted to watch the games. And then when that happened, I was like, I'm not tuning into that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I want to see that.
As much as people thought getting rid of CP3 was great and he was washed up, I thought that was a work. I get so frustrated with Chris Paul just because he doesn't have a ring. Do people just not remember what he did at OKC?
He's still a Hall of Famer. I don't care what nobody says.
I'm with you. What he did at OKC, he literally did not have to play at all. They told him, we'll just hold on to you and make sure you get in a better spot. He says, no, we're going to take this team of young guys. And he's a big reason why SGA is as good as he is now. You look at SGA's numbers before Chris Paul, after Chris Paul. He taught SGA. I shouldn't say taught. I don't want to take credit away from SGA because SGA listened and learned, but he got dramatically better. And that team, after he left, you could tell SGA made leaps and bounds in terms of what it means to be a point guard playmaker. And that's what's frustrating. And then you see it on the Suns. DeAndre Ayton makes that leap that everybody was waiting for, playing alongside Chris Paul. Chris Paul heads out the door. What's the biggest problem for the Phoenix Suns? Playmaking. Even though you got three of the best scorers, and I will say also very idiotic to have three guys. You could go, what's Kevin Durant's specialty? What's Devin Booker's specialty? Bradley Beal on offense. All three of them are going to say the mid-range jumper.
Period.
That's not like ideal for creating a powerhouse team. You want that balance. You want the big on the inside, the Shaq, Kobe, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving. Three guys that specialize in the mid-range. You might as well just grab DeMar DeRozan while you're at it. Like, it was insane with that roster build, the way they had that thing constructed. So do you blow it up? Are you blowing it up and just taking the bullet? Because you're not going to, your value on return is going to be terrible. But I don't think
you can trade Bill, and I mean you would trade him for a couple, hopefully a first round pick and getting some things back to a team that would need him or whatnot. I mean that I mean if you go off of Booker, then you just you centering the team around KD and Bill. I don't see Booker leaving, but I mean he can probably get you 2 first round picks back. In the next with the next 2 years coming or whatnot. So I mean it just depends on what you want to do. I mean it can happen. So I mean it's I don't think those three will be there next year. Period. All three of them. Now you might have 1 to 2, or you might have one. You might trade D-Book and Bill, or KD might leave and Bill might go or whatever, or something like that. But I don't see them three being there again.
Yep, I think I'm probably going to try to get rid of Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, some sort of package together. I don't know how many teams are going to bite on that. You might just have to get rid of Bradley Beal. The only thing going for Bradley Beal is his shooting numbers have been insane. So there's going to be a lot of teams.
He still got, he still got some things, left Like, and the thing that's what I said, like if he goes somewhere to, like I said, like Miami, to where, you know, Jimmy, like he won't mess up the flow of what Jimmy's going to do. Jimmy can adapt to a whole lot of things, and Bill can still be Bill. You can plug him in. You know, he's a two-way, you know, guy. He can play offense and defense. You know, and kind of just get back into the groove of things. That would help Miami out. So I mean, that would be ideal if I'm Bill. Like, man, let me go ahead and get down there with Spro, you know, Bam and Jimmy, and you know, let's see what we can do. I think that would make them, you know, a way stronger competitive and rival to Boston in the East.
I would watch that. I'd be down for that. Bradley Beal, Bam Adebayo pick and rolls top of the key sound dangerous. Bam Adebayo does not get enough credit for how consistently good he is. And, you know, maybe you say he gets the right credit. You got ADs, Jokic out there. But Bam Adebayo is consistently great. Not the biggest center out there, but verticality makes up for it. Speed, athleticism. The dude's all over the place and always puts up really high efficient numbers. And that's why that's the beginning. You know, is this the most wasted year for Bradley Beal? In terms of money, no. He made his bag. You give him that. But in terms of just like how good he was and how big of an asset he could have been a team who had a legitimate shot, all these teams be dying to have a guy like Bradley Beal on their roster who could just shoot the ball like that. But the problem is, you like the Phoenix Suns, they're just barely using that. You know, it's like he's getting his, but it's going to Devin Booker and Kevin Durant on a lot of.
You got two dudes that I would say are significantly, like, you know, better than him. And so I mean, it's like, like you're gonna get the scraps. Like, I'm not giving the ball to Bill before I give it to KD, and a damn sure not giving it to you know, him before I'm giving the ball to Booker. So I mean, it just I'm pretty sure he knew what it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's fair. But it's just like one of those things, like, you know, you're probably going to be that third guy, but if I'm Bradley Beal, I'm screaming at Devin Booker, hey, quit taking the threes. You're shooting at about 35. I'm at 45. I'm a whopping 10% more. Let's spread this thing out a little bit more. It's just, I think it's unfortunate for Bradley Beal. On the bright side, I think if there's going to be teams willing to go ahead and take on his contract, because he has been playing to that elite level, I think you hold on to Devin Booker. And Kevin Durant, I think you hold on to him just for the sake of, I don't know how you get a good value on your return. Maybe there's a team out there. Maybe you put LeBron, KD, Steph Curry all on the Warriors or something crazy that happens in the offseason. This feels like a seismic shift offseason because we got a lot of vets in ring chase mode. And they've been on that mode for a while, and the clock's ticking. So they might really take some serious pay cuts and, like, let's just go ahead and see if we can get one before the door closes.
Let's see if we can get DeMar DeRozan and Chris Paul to LA. That happens with the Lakers. Oh my God.
Yeah, I might get the DeMar DeRozan Lakers jersey. That sounds sweet. I'd be down to watch that. I've always been a big DeMar fan. Obviously Bulls, but even when he was with Toronto Raptors, I wish we got more Toronto Raptors games on national TV, because DeMar DeRozan has always been that guy, and they were never ever quite figure it out. And it's unfortunate that they had to trade away and eventually get Kawhi Leonard in there to get their first title down there in Toronto. Or I shouldn't say, was that the Raptors' first title? Maybe I have to do research on the
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, we'll double check here. But yeah, just a crazy, I think it's going to be a seismic shift type of offseason for the NBA. But we'll put a pin on that, because on the next two segments, I want to dive into the NFL. DeMornay Pierce-Snell is certainly not picking the Chicago Bears for a dark horse surprise team in the NFL next season. We'll go through some of these divisions and see which teams DeMornay Pierce-Snell likes with the moves, the draft, everything in the offseason, and who's really positioned themselves to make a good run heading into the NFL 2024 season. So don't go anywhere. This is the Don't Punt Hour with DeMornay Pierce-Snell, the host as always. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos back at the 1040 Ticket Studio. We'll throw it to break. Talk to you guys in a little bit.
Power Combo BOGO? Huh?
Yes, if you purchase an air conditioner, you receive a furnace completely free. At John Henry's, our professionals want to ensure you are comfortable in your home all year long, no matter what Nebraska has to throw at us. Call today to schedule your free estimate and learn more about the free furnace waiting for you. Give
John Henry's
a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our annual spring sales event is now underway. We have absolutely huge savings right now at Koppel. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street just south of the interstate, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes and family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We've got feuding
and tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers. Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Women may be complicated, but I make sure buying jewelry isn't. Your gal has a style, and you can figure this out. Is she more of a classic necklace kind of gal, or does she rock the boho chic vibe with layers of delicate bracelets? This is crucial intel. Not trusting your intel? Stop in the store and we'll sort out the details. I promise to make this super easy. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
You guys talk about songs that you love. Is there a song, one song that you absolutely loathe in this world?
Oh, there is, and I can't think of them right now.
Just pick an Ozzy Osbourne song.
I despise with all my being Benny and the Jets by Elton John. I hate that song. The answer to the fast food is two. It's Jersey Mike's or Chick-fil-A. Those are the best fast
Chick
food.
is good. Jersey Mike's, I'm going to say it'd be 90th.
Come on,
90th.
Bill.
I wouldn't go. No, it'd be 90th. I don't.
You don't need to rate it that low on
like,
the air.
I don't like sub sandwiches.
What a mailbag.
David Tyree, Plaxico
The
Burris.
mailbag went to a different level.
It did.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pearson-El.
All right, welcome back in to the Don't Punt Hour here on Tick Weeknights. Once again, Harrison North on the ones and twos. If you guys want to join in on the show, you always feel free to do so. Starter Heyman text line open to you, 402-464-5685. Put a face to the voice, streaming Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961. As always, you guys can comment through there as well. We're going to switch gears here, and if you guys want to swing the conversation, we're going to be diving into NFL. Obviously, with the NFL season, as we go through this, I want to get some of your dark horse teams that you really like the offseason moves, whether before the draft, during the draft, that you think set them in a position to really succeed above expectations this year. But before we even go over there, who is that most interesting team? Which team, if you could decide this is where Hard Knocks is going to be, I want to see the inside before the season starts of this team and how it's coming together. Mine's obviously the Chicago Bears. I'm just very excited for it. I'd love to see it. Another one that I think could be entertaining, as much as it kills me, I think I want to see the Packers just for my own sake. Like, how good are they looking that young with another year under Jordan Love? Like, how much do I need to be sweating over here? Those are two teams. Again, great teams typically aren't going to get that access. It's typically the teams towards the lower tier that are going to be your Hard Knocks. But who would you like to see in the Hard Knocks this year?
The Steelers.
Yeah, that's a good one. That Justin Fields and Russell.
Just to see, have some of those conversations and to kind of see, where Justin is at. And to kind of get an insight, because he never talked. He never said anything. The Bears never really said anything. It just kind of was put out there, both sides. They didn't terribly say anything bad. So, I want to see him pissed off and, they did X, Y, and Z to, understand, what was going on, why he felt like, things didn't work or, what were they doing? It may be some things that the public won't see or won't know, but, people who work in that line of organization will. So if you got Hard Knocks in there, you're going to hear some stuff and they're going to be, I've been on Hard Knocks. They're going to catch some stuff.
Whoa. Hold on. You've been on Hard Knocks?
Yes.
Okay. What is that like? The full camera? Because I can't even believe it's the camera because it's like full access. Am I correct? Like they're in there?
God, you better watch what you say. Even when you think you safe, you not. If you go back to, I think it was when the year that the AB was on the Raiders, they got Trent Brown eating a fruit roll up. Like I'm talking about, it was just fully and he was in the room, I think by himself. This is after hours. I'm like, why are y'all still, why are y'all recording stuff like that? You get the insight, on coaches talking strategy, talking stuff about players. Whatnot, you get kind of a glimpse what it is to be in the limelight and understand what football players do on a daily basis. It's not just you just show up on game day and play and whatnot. So I would like to definitely see how that how that works out and whatnot. Another team, the Jets. I think I mean they were a quarterback away from having everything that they wanted. You got A-Rod coming back. You beefed up the offensive line. You have a really, really good defense. You got a young wide receiver core. I think it's a lot of stuff in there just to kind of see how healthy A-Rod is and see what they're going to look like. Because I think the Jets are going to scare a lot of people.
Yeah, what does Rodgers look like when he's healthy? I mean, he's on that voodoo Chinese medicine, but hey, it was working. He was on that leg pretty damn fast. So whatever he's doing, like him or hate him, the guy found a way to expedite that process. And the only reason why he didn't, I think, force it is obvious reasons. There was no shot. Why risk it? The Jets team really didn't do Rodgers a whole lot of favors. Well, I shouldn't say the Jets team. The defense was fine. The offense, as anticipated. What about the Chargers? I think inside look at what does Jim Harbaugh and company look like? No Keenan Allen. That's a team I just want to see.
They're boring. I don't like it, from what you're going to see. I mean, and I guess that's just to see if Harbaugh's going to cheat. But I mean, they got Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator. He was in Baltimore. You know what they're going to do? They're going to run the ball, smash my football. They picked up, the Ravens' old running back Gus Edwards, which is a bust.
Gus Edwards bust?
Yes, he signed with the Chargers. Come on now, like, oh my God, you supposed to come on.
Well, okay.
So they signed him.
It was so weird because real quick on Gus Edwards, his stats last year are so bizarre. It's like 20 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like they used him in very, very red line situations. I don't know if that's just how they're using him, but he was getting in the end zone a lot on very low carry.
So you got Gus and you got what's the kid out of Ohio State that's been injured every year? What's his name?
Now. I'm not going to look it up. It'll come to me.
I can't think of his name. He was at the Ravens too, but I mean, they got that. That's who they got. Like I know what the Chargers.
Braylon Allen. Are you talking about the Wisconsin or Ohio State?
No. He played at Ohio State. Number 2. I just can't think of his name. J.K. McDonald. That's
yeah.
So I mean, you know what they're going to do. They're going to play smash mouth football. He's going to try and do what he did at Michigan. Maybe not cheat. Maybe cheat. We don't know.
Pull off in the NFL. Well, Bill Belichick that one time when he was filming.
I mean, Bill got coach cheated and they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So I mean, so I don't want to see that. Like I don't think Justin Herbert is going to go for 4,500 again this year and 45 touchdowns because that's just not what Harbaugh is. Mm-hmm. Even when he had Colin Kaepernick, like they had Frank Gore in the backfield and Vernon Davis at tight end. So they're gonna. I don't want to see that. I don't care to see that. I don't want to see Michigan. I'm tired of Harbaugh, tired of at Michigan. I'm good. No.
Yeah.
I would like to go see Atlanta. I want to see how Kirk. I would see how Kirk is feeling about things and whatnot.
Yeah, he really. One thing about Jim Harbaugh is he's been open even before this NFL thing was coming into fruition. He really likes Herbert's game. This was before. Okay, this was his first week as the Chargers.
He was on the team right now.
Call him the crown jewel in the National Football League.
You can't name me 2 wide receivers on that team right now.
Well, Keenan Allen's gone. I couldn't tell you who the backups are.
My point exactly. So I'm not worried about that.
What about the Falcons? Any curiosity with Kirk Cousins on that guaranteed money and then a young Michael Penix Jr. heading into their rookie year?
I want to see if he's going to take a professional approach and actually help him, or it's going to be bittersweet and that would be the only thing I would just want to say. I'm petty and I would like to see his response to that and whatnot, or if Kurt is mad but he's still recovering and Penix is just taking off and now the whole organization is looking at Kurt like you got a short lease now, like we regardless of what we paid or whatever, he looking like he's the one.
Yeah.
So, I think that would be another thing to be interested in. You got him, Bijan there, Drake, you got Pitts. So I mean, they got some weapons down there. Bates is on the defensive side. They got a nice defense. Like they're not They're not terrible. They just had terrible QB play.
The Falcons are one of my dark horse teams that can make some noise. They got all the right pieces in place. It's going to be Kirk Cousins after the worst injury in his career. How does he look? Or Michael Penix Jr., can he live up to the noise surrounding his name? But that's one of those dark horse teams. I'd love to watch them. Give me one or a few of the dark horse teams. We'll throw it to break, and then you can expand why on the last segment.
Dark horse just to be
that you think is going to go above their expectations next season. So if you give me the Chiefs, you're going to have to really expand as to why.
Jets.
All right. We'll talk about that. The Jets, Marty Pearsonell. I was thinking that's somewhat of a dark horse just because you don't really know yet what it's going to look like because the quarterback play was so good. Washington's a good one as well. We'll talk about those teams next as we're getting to the top of the segment here. Don't go anywhere. Don't punt hour. We got Morning Pearsonell. The host is always streaming in. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s on a rainy Wednesday night back here at the 1040 Ticket Studios. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I'm Dave Osted. And I'm Ryan Osted. I think my first memory of golf is playing with my dad at a par 3 course. It was an absolute blast, and he always would have an ice cream hole. So if I got an 8 or less, we'd be going for ice cream.
My first memory of golf really focused on driving the golf cart, being able to drive that cart.
You were a crazy driver.
I was a crazy driver, but it was what I look forward to. And what's really funny now, when I take my kids out play golf, that is the one thing, along with the snack bar, that they are most excited about.
Focus on the good stuff. Play better, have fun, and shop Osted's.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our annual spring sales event is now underway. We have absolutely huge savings right now at Koppel. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street just south of the interstate, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can.
With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
High schoolers, unleash your creativity and learn about potential careers in broadcasting at the Digital Expressions Media Camp. Have fun, make friends, and get hands-on experience with video and radio production June 9th through the 14th at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Scholarships are available from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, and spots are limited. Learn more at digitalexpressionscamp.com. That's digitalexpressionscamp.com.
Join us each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon for Youth Football 101 with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves of 7-on-7 football. The future of the sport depends on the foundation set at a young age. Hear those stories and more each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Old School with DP and J.
Very small percentage of players, coaches, administrators thinking like, I'm planting my flag here. Nick Saban's run probably won't happen. It takes a very unique person and personality to be comfortable where you are, be strong enough to push to get what you need, and then also be very strong enough in a player's standpoint to advocate for yourself at the right time.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pearson.
All right, welcome back in. Ticket Weeknights here at 1040 Ticket Studios. We got the morning Pearsonell for the Don't Punt Hour. It's streaming in. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. If you guys want to join in through any of tonight's shows, we will have What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington, another former Husker after this one, and then the Malone radio show at 9 o'clock, and then the Don't Athlete Project 10 to 11, Daily Nebraskan from 11 to midnight. So plenty of content all the way through till we get to that midnight hour. Real quick update in baseball. It's the bottom of the sixth, and Nebraska leads Kansas State 0-5, which is ideal because they dropped a couple in a row, one to Iowa, then to Creighton. This will be a good win to try to get back on track. And again, bottom of the sixth with a 5-0 lead. But good morning, Pearsonell. We were talking about dark horse teams in the NFL, teams that you think will rise above expectations. You mentioned the Jets first. Talk about the Jets. Why is that a team that everybody needs to be looking out for heading into next season?
I mean, they had all the pieces. They were, scratching what they wanted to do, and 8 seconds into the game, all their dreams, got shot. A-Rob is, a Hall of Famer. He can make any and every throw. He's used to operating on high, caliber teams and taking teams, deep into the playoffs and whatnot. They have a Super Bowl contending defense. Mm-hmm. They have a top 5 defense. They're physical. They fly around. People don't, light them up with points wise or whatnot. So, I mean, you got that with a guy who's, arguably one of the most talented guys to, throw a football on the offensive side. So they rebuild, the offensive line, and they added some pieces. Mike Williams is over there too, not just with Garrett. He's a bona fide, legitimate, 1 receiver or 1B receiver. So I mean, you gotta respect him. You can't not look at him.
Yeah, I'm right there. We just didn't get to see the full impact of what that looks like with Aaron Rodgers, because that seemed like a good play for Rodgers simply because the Jets looked like one of the most complete teams out there that just lacked a quarterback. So I'm right there with you. You mentioned another team, Commanders.
Yes.
New ownership helps a lot, especially when you're talking about that franchise. But with the Washington Commanders, they had some nice offseason moves here. What do you like about those guys heading into the season that you think they're going to be above expectations?
You have, Dan Quinn as the head coach, mm-hmm. who he's been in their division the past 2 or 3 years. Having, a top 5 defense, setting records, making sure, guys are playing on the field and whatnot. The Bland kid, setting the interception record and whatnot. Nobody knew about him. So he has an eye for talent and developing guys. Washington has players on that defensive side that can get things done and whatnot. And then on the offensive side, you have Kingsbury. Not so great as a head coach, but as an offensive coordinator and, just scheming up things to where, he doesn't have to handle everything. He's going to be excellent. He has 2-3 Heisman Trophy candidates, in his arsenal that he didn't coach through, the league. And also he had Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech. So you get him with a Heisman winner. This is, something that's different that your quarterback doesn't quite have on the offensive side. Somebody that can coach him and, elevate his game, which I believe, Daniels will be fine as long as they can keep him healthy. They got some weapons on the offensive side over there and whatnot. He can do things, with his feet. And, the NFL is a copy and paste league. So everybody's looking for kind of the Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow type quarterback. I mean, a guy can run and beat you with his legs or beat you with his arms. And you got, a very dominant play caller on the offensive side that's going to scheme things up and whatnot. He had Kyler Murray and got Kyler Murray paid. So I can't wait to see, what he does, with this young quarterback and to see, his development of things. Because that's one thing he is good at is just, getting the quarterbacks and making sure that, that the offense is moving well.
So you think Marcus Mariota next year, you think we finally see that leap in his game? Because it's that or Jacoby Brissett. It's one of those guys. I'm
fine with both of those. Like people, Jacoby Brissett isn't a terrible quarterback. I mean, even if you sit him a year or sit him half the year and everything like that, you can still do things with both of those. With both of those quarterbacks. Jacoby's a pocket passer. He's very accurate. He's a good leader. Everywhere he's went to, I mean, I wouldn't say that they were a losing team. Even when he was in Indy, they were winning. They were a better team. When he was with the Patriots, they were winning. So I mean, it's not like he's a terrible guy. So I mean, he can get it done either way it goes.
Yeah, he's definitely a game manager. He's not going to lose you games by poor play. When you look at the Jets last year, they could have used a Brissett. I think he would have done a lot better job out there. And you still got McLaurin. I think underrated wide receiver that just consistently doesn't get talked about.
You got the Doxson kid. You got you got Zach Ertz. You got the running back from the Chargers last year.
Austin Eckler's on that roster too.
Austin Eckler. You got the kid from Bama that's like Josh Jacobs, but no.
Is Drake London on that roster, or is he on the Falcons? I thought let me look that up.
Drake London's with the Falcons.
Okay, Drake. Yep, he's on the Falcons right now. I thought they had him for a little bit, but you got enough. There's enough there in terms of really good receiving core, and then if you can figure out Mariota or Brissett, that is one of those teams that certainly should be able to take off. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Shout out to DeMarnie Pearsonell, the host as always, streaming in on time for the Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the 1s and 2s. Shout out to Mornay. We'll talk to you later. Don't go anywhere. We got What's Brewing with Chance of Brewington on the Allo VIP line next, and we'll keep things rolling here on Ticket Weeknights. Appreciate you guys listening, and I will talk to you again in just a little bit.